Guys, it's Julia, and for today's video I'm going to be doing a video all about the author Gillian Flynn, and specifically obviously her novels and where I think you should start, which book was my favorite personally, all about her books, where I think they stand, I don't know, and I'm just gonna be comparing all her books that are currently out. She currently has 3 books out. I'll go get them. I will start with how I read the books in the order that I read them. I read Dark Places first, then I read Sharp Objects, and then I read Gone Girl. And I don't think you should read them in this order. You should probably read them in the order that they were published. And all I know was Sharp Places was published first. So if you want to read her books, not Sharp Places, Sharp Objects, if you are going to read her books in publication order, this is her debut, so you start here. I don't know which one comes after, but I will talk about my favorites and the synopsis and which one will intrigue you. I guess if one intrigues you, you can check that one out if you wish. But yeah, this is all about her books, so let's get into it. So right now I will say the first book I read by her was my favorite. It's probably gonna be one of my favorites of the year, and that was Dark Places. This was my favorite by her. This book is fantastic, and it's about a girl named Louis Day, and when she was younger, her family was murdered, except for her brother, but her family was murdered, and she kind of pointed the finger at her older brother because reasons, and so he goes to prison, all this stuff happens to him, but we follow her when she's like around 30 years old, and we follow her dealing with this, and she gets contacted by this club called the Kill Club, and they investigate in crimes that are kind of underground, like an underground club, and they investigate in crimes that they don't think were solved correctly or that are major crimes and that they're interested in, and they gather evidence and they all talk and stuff, and they contact Libby because they think her brother is innocent. So much more than that. It's so fantastic. It's so well done. I really recommend this one. My eyes went huge, but I really recommend this one. This was my favorite by her. And this, I will say more about the other one, but this book grabs you from the first page. From the first page, I was hooked till the very end. And this book is pretty decently fast-paced. It's about, what, this big? It depends on your edition, but this one is about 345, so let's just say 350 pages. And the font is kind of small, so I will say that right now. But it was a fantastic book, and if you want, like, if this intrigues you enough, this was my favorite personally. But yes, my second favorite was Gone Girl, and this one is her most popular book. This was adapted first. Dark Places was recently adapted, but this was adapted into a movie first, and this book has like over 1 million ratings on Goodreads, while the other ones don't have as much, but that's because it was adapted first and it became very famous. It sold over like 6 million copies, and I read this one very recent and it was good. It's my second favorite. This one is about a husband and his wife goes missing on their 5th year anniversary. It's all about how this works, and we follow the husband in present time, and of course like the police point the finger at the husband first, and then we follow Amy's diary from a couple days before she was taken or whatever happened to her. It was very good. It's very slow. That was my problem. That one book, Dark Places, started off really fast. It gets you right in it, and it's great. And then this one starts off really slow, but it builds to this amazing kind of ending. But it's just, I didn't enjoy the majority of the book, or like at least like the first half. So I couldn't boost it up to my favorite book by her, because Dark Places was like beautiful. But this one, it was very good. I will say that right now. I gave it like a 4 or 4.5 or something, but it was very good. It's just, it's not my favorite. Plus Dark Places has so much potential. It was my first book by her, and I enjoyed that one so much. It was just such a ride. So was this. This is definitely a ride, but it's a bit slower, so be aware of that before picking it up. Last favorite was Sharp Objects, and there's not like a certain reason why I didn't like this. Sometimes I just found it boring. It wasn't like gripping my attention enough, but it is shorter, you think, right? The font is like this little. This killed me. I was like, what is this? This is so small. But this book, none of her characters are lovable. I will say that right now. None of the characters she writes are lovable. You probably won't like them. You'll just like them in like that crazy character kind of way. But this book, the more I think about it, the more I enjoy it, but it's still my least favorite of hers, even though I did originally give it like a 3.25, but I might boost that up, or I value it more now thinking about it longer. But this is about a reporter named Camille, and she goes back to her hometown to investigate this crime that happened. And this thing happened a year ago where a killer pulled out this girl's teeth and murdered her, like a little girl. And now it happened again with the same MO, so they assume it's the same person. And Camille goes to get like information for like I think she worked for a newspaper, or I don't exactly remember, or yeah, like a magazine or a newspaper or something like that. So she goes to gather information, and since this is her hometown, there's her family and her old friends there, so that spirals and they're trying to unravel the whole story. It is really good. It is really, really good. It is good. I will say that right now. I should have boosted up the rating a bit more. Thinking about it more, it was good. It's just this main character, out of all the main characters and how screwed up they were, this is the one I enjoyed the least. I enjoyed Dark Places, Libby, more than all of them, like for the female leads anyways. And I enjoyed the male company and the Dark Places book, but the female lead in this book I didn't like at all. I hated her. Sorry, I did. And there is very bad triggers for self-harm, so be aware of that before picking it up. But overall, those are my thoughts on it. Those are my thoughts on all the Gillian Flynn books. If you have read some of them or something like that, if you have read Sharp Objects and you didn't enjoy it very much, pick up another one of her books, because it's not my favorite by her, and I think the other ones are better. And I know a lot of people agree with me on that, but if you've read Gone Girl and you didn't like it, pick up her other books. If you've read Dark Places and you didn't like it, well, that one was my favorite, so it's kind of hard to say maybe pick up Gone Girl, unless you have problems with slow books and you probably won't like it. But it's all up to you. Obviously, it's not up to me what you read, but those are just my opinions on it. I do have book reviews for all 3 of her books, so I'll have those linked down below if you care to check those out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love my fall festive look here with the red, and I did like a dark lip for you guys. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see y'all very soon with a new video, and hopefully you got some recommendations or some idea to maybe read one of her books. And did I mention they were thrillers? I probably did. I should have. If I didn't, shame on you, Julia, who's editing this right now. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you very soon with a new video. Bye!
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul, seal your doom tonight. Spooky, scary skeletons speak with such a screech. You'll shake and shudder in surprise when you hear these zombies shriek. We're so sorry, skeletons, you're so misunderstood. You only want to socialize, but I don't think we should. A spooky, scary skeleton shouts startling shrilly.